to show you, it just seemed plain funny to me. I heard that the president had quit smoking. So we all know what happens when you quit smoking. I had to do this cartoon. I hear Obama finally quit smoking. And the funny thing about this cartoon was I drew Obama with a big fat face. You couldn't tell who it was. So I called a friend of mine, and cartoonists talk a lot. I talk to several cartoonists almost every day and bounce ideas off of them, and they do the same with me. And I was really stymied. I said, I really want to do this cartoon. And he said, just draw Obama with the regular, like, skinny face and put it on this huge body. And I called him back a half an hour later. I said, perfect. It was just so much fun to draw that. It's so bizarre. So speaking of fat Obama, I know that the president and his wife have really done a great job, I think, on trying to get kids to eat better and to work out more and to get schools to have better food. I've done quite a few cartoons on this. This is the president's new physical fitness plan. The school year should be longer. Run! Okay, we got them out of their seats. This is the new school snack machine. Do you want a One Musketeer, good in tofu, or soy duds? I mean, it's really hard to sell this to kids, right? And then in New York, where I live, there's been questions about whether or not you can bring like a little box of cupcakes in for Tommy's birthday party. To me, I understand that that's probably not great for kids to be eating sweets all the time, but really, have we gotten to that part? That's where we are now as a nation. That's what's making our kids fat, is having an occasional cupcake because somebody has a birthday. So I drew this cartoon. I'm afraid your son was caught on the grounds with a concealed cupcake. And he's writing, I will only eat celery. Now, occasionally there are just some weird things in the news that have to do with kids and health, and they just make no sense. So there was a story about a cartoon character that apparently was bad for kids. So I have SpongeBob being dragged into detention. I was very offended by this whole thing, that cartoons could possibly hurt kids. But there it is. And again, I do a lot of cartoons on health issues. They're always, you know, mammograms are good, mammograms are bad. Prostate this, prostate that. Take this, don't take that. If you were taking this, you shouldn't have taken that. So I drew this cartoon. And today's health alert is... Now, the Supreme Court ruled, I guess it was about a year ago, that violent video games were okay, that they were constitutionally protected. So I drew this cartoon. Supreme Court approved violent video games, and the mom saying, overruled. That's the judge. That's the judge on eating too much. That's the judge on doing your homework. That's the real judge. We all know that. This cartoon is somewhat related to what you do. I understand that during a recession, less people have kids. I found that surprising because I figured if you can't afford to go out, then you're going to stay in and you're going to have more kids. But I drew this cartoon. Luckily, I landed another delivery job. Now, about a year and a half ago, I guess, there was a big flu scare. And literally, you couldn't go anywhere without Purell. And you know, I think that's great. You're rubbing your skin raw, and it's taking all the fiber off your skin. I'm a little worried about the Purell thing, but it was a big thing. Sneezing into the sleeve and the Purell. So I drew this cartoon. I pledge allegiance to the sink in the bathroom near the gymnasium, and to help the public, I'll wash my hands, one scrubbing every hour. I'll do really well, with lots of soap and Purell for all. Now, we've seen a huge tech boom in the last few years. I've done several cartoons. This is 6 million years ago, man learned to walk upright. Then came texting. I was telling a friend that when I got off the plane, the entire plane was filled with doctors. I never felt more safe in my life. And when, you know, we got off, or we stopped, and the little ding went off, and everyone stood up and bumped their heads on the overhead thing. Everyone pulled out their phones and just texting and banging into each other. It's amazing that we have zero free time now. And with parents, oh look, he texted his first word. I should have turned off the texting feature. And then a little bit more serious, I said, did you see that report about cell phones and cancer? Now, not all cartoons are funny. Obviously, there are tremendously sad things that happen, and there are very stark issues in our country. One of them that I feel very strongly about is gun laws, gun reform. I totally respect people that want to go hunting, but there are things that happen in this country where you're just like, we can't be that country. One of them is internet ammunition sales. So I did this cartoon about extended clips. So you're going to go online and just buy whatever you want. It seems a little over the top. Another one, kind of very dark cartoon, after the shooting. Boy, it's sad to say, I wish I could tell you which shooting this came after, but it's all in favor of stricter gun laws. Raise your hands. So obviously the way I draw this and the way I portray this when it runs in the newspaper is very dark, not meant to be funny at all, but it's something that I feel very strongly about. Thank you.